Hi, I'm Meghan Parsons, VP of Paid Media here at Ignite Visibility. You're probably wondering why I'm wearing a Santa hat in the middle of August. Well, it's because we're actually already talking about the holidays with our clients here in the paid media department. So I'm going to jump in and give you three quick things that we're already starting to talk with our clients about when it comes to preparing for Q4 and preparing for the holidays. Number one, creative. Making sure that you're giving yourself and your team enough time to really identify your offer, identify your messaging and your overall theme of what's the theme going to be. Are you going to do all Santas? Are you going to do snowmen? What is that going to look like? And ensuring that that creative theme will carry throughout. When it comes to this particular platforms like Google, making sure that you have what's called asset coverage for your Performance Max campaigns. What is asset coverage? Asset coverage is really the term we're using to ensure that you have a fully stacked text options for your long headlines, your short headlines, your short descriptions, and your long descriptions, and making sure that you're giving the algorithm and the campaign enough to work with. On the digital asset side, when it comes to videos and images, making sure that you are fulfilling all of the requirements to ensure that, again, you're giving Google enough options to work with, not only on the text, but also you're giving them enough videos to work with, giving them enough images to work with. We have the asset coverage details below, so you'll be able to review those and ensure that you're covered. On the meta side, really what we're talking about here is ensuring that you have enough creative assets in your back pocket to launch in the event that your click-through is a little bit below average and you really need to turn up the dial to enhance and open up that delivery. So really ensuring that you have another set. What does that other set look like? Really what we like to see is just something that has a little bit more of the uniqueness, but it doesn't by any means mean that you need a completely separate offer or completely separate creative. Think revisions and tweaks as opposed to snowmen versus snowflakes or snowmen versus Santa. Number two, budget. Really want to make sure that you're flighting your budget accordingly throughout Q4. The worst thing that can happen is you have a static budget at the beginning of the quarter and you start to stall and run out of budget before you've even hit the holidays. Really, what we recommend here is that you flight an appropriate amount of spend on a daily average and that you're extremely dynamic with your ad spend and your monitoring of that spend. And making sure that if you're hitting appropriate CPA targets, ROAS targets, that you're able to activate more delivery by adding more budget because you're already hitting those goals. What better way to enter the room Cyber Monday knowing that you were able to allocate an additional budget to really boost up performance and beat the projections that you had on Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Number three, tracking. Tracking is essential to a well-run and successful paid media program, especially in Q4. On one side, on some verticals like e-commerce, it's essential to ensure that you have that value-based bidding in place and that you're tracking the right things. So a real full-fledged audit and tracking audit and analytics audit, what that can provide you is just a checklist and understanding that you have all of the basic things in place. With the migration of UA to Google Analytics 4. These are the things that you want to ensure your Google Ads and Google Analytics are connected, that you're taking advantage of importing your Google Analytics data right into your Google Ads platforms, making sure that you have all of the proper actions that you should be tracking. Are you only tracking purchases? Are you only tracking form fills? Or are you tracking the full lead to sales journey? Which means, are you tracking everything and assigning a value and a weight to every touch point throughout the funnel and through the buying journey? And another thing to really think about is offline conversion tracking. We highly recommend that our clients and our prospects and anybody we talk to in the industry are really taking advantage of importing PII data directly into hashed Google Ads and Meta Ads platforms to ensure that you're able to really diagnose and target the right customer at the right time with the right messaging. And offline conversion tracking allows you to do that cookie-based tracking and a lot of the other products that Google's come out to try to solve this problem, enhanced conversions, really hasn't been able to solve. And now offline conversion tracking is here And it is really the answer to a lot of those problems, questions, and frustrations that digital marketers and advertisers alike have struggled with. But it's here, we recommend it, and we can help you install it. All right, so we went over the three things in order to make sure that you have a well-run and prepared Q4 strategy. So creative, just making sure that you have asset coverage on Google, on the meta side, ensuring that you have that kind of back pocket set of creatives to launch. Again, if that click-through rate's just being a little bit softer than we'd like to see, making sure that you have that to throw in and activate and allow yourself to really get that extra visibility. Budget, ensuring that you just have a dynamic budget. Instead of having a static budget and an average daily spend, focus on the points of where your conversion rate is going to be the highest and there is going to be the most demand so that you can really flood the market and capitalize on the highest points of demand. And tracking, ensuring that you have a tracking audit, answering those simple questions of, are things connected properly? Do we have enough tracking? Are we tracking the same thing twice? Those are the things we really need to just be thinking about and checking on as we go through. Thank you so much for watching, and Merry Christmas.